Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that we're going to look at right now is more dark money set to influence the gun politics in the United States. Only this time it's coming from Bloomberg. 19, 20, $45 million worth? Yeah, this stacks on top of Giffords, which we already covered earlier last week. Looks like more hypocrisy coming from the gun controllers, all in an effort to take your gun rights from you. Everything that I'm about to show you is linked in the description box below, and a big part of fighting this is liking the video, sharing this out, hitting that subscribe button, and making sure that notification bell is on. And beautiful people, this is in your hands. Send this stuff out, and we will defeat them. Now, the content is made possible by my sponsor, TacPack. Now, TacPack is a subscription service that is geared towards an AR enthusiast. You're talking about the highest gear possible. You can cancel at any time. Plans go from $60 all the way to $149. There's something for everybody. And if you use the code Langley, you get $65 off of an EDC kit inside your first box. There's a link in the description box below. Just as an example, here's a few of the things that I got in my first box, and it's right down there in the description for you guys to check it out. Again, use code Langley for $65 EDC, all yours, all the time, and thank you to them for making this content possible. And just as a PSA, don't let the YouTube monster get you. We're seeing a lot of subscriptions being snacked up, caught unawares. You aren't getting the cutting-edge freedom, so make sure that subscription's on, and he is not satiating his gluttony for your subscription. Just don't do it because, freedom demands it. All right, let me get him out of here because no one likes the YouTube monster, and I want to show you exactly what we're going to hit right here. Oh, look at that. So before I dive into this, there's probably going to be a little bit of sarcasm on this one because the hypocrisy from the left, from the gun controllers, from the Bloombergs, the Giffords.orgs, the Everytown for Gun Safeties, who have made entire campaigns for the last 3 years talking about how dark money is controlling the gun lobby, which is controlling the Republicans in Washington. Dark money gun lobby controls Washington, D.C. The evil money in politics gets all the gun lobby. It's never ending. It's all propaganda. It's all lies. But then you look at this. If you'll recall, and I'm going to do a follow-up contrasting these two, Giffords did $15 million about a week ago. Yeah, wait for the next video on that one. But right now, we're going to talk about Micheal Bloomberg, who runs Everytown for Gun Safety, funds the entire operation, is now backing gun regulation, pledges $45 million for election out of the backed gun regulation group. That's Everytown for Gun Safety. Everytown for Gun Safety Action Fund will fund a grassroots organizing program aimed at winning the White House and Congress for Democrats. That's weird because I thought that having money in politics was a corruption of the highest order. Again, let me know in the comments if you remember when we covered all these things, all these articles lambasting Republicans for having money from the NRA, because that made it evil, right? Okay, let's keep going. As you can see, this came out yesterday with a supplementary article this morning. The political arm of Everytown for Gun Safety, the gun regulation group founded by former New York Mayor Mike Bloomberg, plans to spend $45 million over the coming months to elect favored candidates in 8 of the states that could determine control of the White House, House, Senate, and local offices. So they're aiming at the swing states, but also some other areas which might remind you of something. The effort will include a new student organizing drive with plans to hire 30 new organizers for volunteer recruitment drives at 32 college and university campuses in Arizona, California, Michigan, Minnesota, North Carolina, New York, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. The group's leaders said the effort will focus on younger voters, voters of color, and suburban women. With new field offices in Arizona, Pennsylvania, and Michigan, they are going after the young vote. They're going after the minority vote, and they're going after the suburban women vote. Those 3 categories are what they're hoping takes Kamala Harris into the White House to push all of their Everytown for Gun Safety funded legislation directly in. That's what they're hoping here. Okay? Again, remember, money in politics is evil. Well, maybe it's happened before. It has, but before I get to that, let me show you something that you need to hear. I've even used a different colored highlighter. This is really important, and you're going to hear it a whole lot, and listen and tell me what you think in the comments field, who this sounds like, because it's a direct quote. Mobilize the majority of Americans who want to live free from the fear of gun violence. Where does that sound familiar? Because if you guys are regular viewers of this program, of this channel, you know that is Kamala Harris's line ever since she did the Moms Demand Action little conference thing 2 years ago. living free from the fear of gun violence. So you are going to be free from fear from gun violence. And now the $45 million pledge from Bloomberg, who runs Everytown for Gun Safety, is using the exact same statement, word for word, coming from the president of Everytown for Gun Safety, John Feinblatt. It's all right here. Everything is linked. This is why we do this, people, and it would not be possible without you. So make sure you guys send this out so we can continue this fight, because we can beat these people. All we have to do is expose it and then share it, of course. Now, let's look at where the money's coming from. If it's not filled with hypocrisy enough yet, about 80% of the $45 million will go to television and digital advertising, according to a person familiar with the spending who spoke on the condition of anonymity. So if you live in any of the swing states, you are about to be inundated with not only Kamala Harris PAC money for television, radio, and digital ads, you're also going to get hit with Everytown for Gun Safety funded digital, television, and radio ads. It's going to be a time for you guys. That's why we need to send this out to counteract this motion. Some of the money is expected to support local candidates Everytown has recruited through its Demand a Seat program. This is really important, which encourages activists and survivors of gun violence to run for public office. This is run through Moms Demand Action, and Everytown for Gun Safety acquired Moms Demand Action. Okay, this is the whole plan we've been talking about. They're putting people in ready to be run for office. This is that program, Demanding a Seat. That's what they're doing. They are guaranteed gun control acolytes who are being put into office to control the levers of power, funded by Micheal Bloomberg. That's what you just saw. Demand a Seat. It's right there. It's even highlighted. They're making actions. You can defeat them, but this is what they're doing, complete with hypocrisy. But, like I said, I'm sure he's never done this before because, the last 4 years have been a non-stop onslaught of the Republicans for allowing dark money from the NRA to influence politics and control Washington. Remember all those talking points? Everytown announced a $60 million spending plan before the 2020 election aimed at defeating then-President Donald Trump and electing more Democrats who support gun regulations. So in 2020, $60 million. In 2024, $45 million. Giffords.org has already put forward $15 million, matching the $60 million they did 2020. All of this does not happen in a vacuum. The more you expose this, the more you share this, the more that we can defeat this and disarm it effectively, because we know exactly what it is. Everytown for Gun Safety is run by Micheal Bloomberg. Micheal Bloomberg is one of the main benefactors of the Democratic Party. He's putting in $45 million, which is directly hypocritical to his very own group, hitting the Republicans for the exact same activity. And somehow you expect that none of this will translate through to extreme gun policy and politics by taking the seats of Congress with gun advocates. Gun control advocates, that is. It's all right here. I just showed you all of it. And you can defeat it by spreading this out and sending this everywhere. It's all linked if you want to see. You want to check my receipts. And I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.